I know. Hi, you know me, silly girl. You know me. What's up, son? Cracking. It's cracking.
So I'm not going to lie here. There was supposed to be audio and everything of that nature, but I think the audio got corrupted, or maybe it just decided it just no longer wanted to work. Anyway, we hung out, had some good conversations, and then for about like 45 minutes, we were trying to figure out where we wanted to eat. And that was pretty much the day in regards to this. And then my little brother over here decided to get super tired and crashed at my place for a little bit.
Look how cool you are, man. He said, what can I say? You better be freezing. You better be freezing. I told you could have just stayed the night, bro. But you said, nah, I'm gonna go home, beat my meat. I want to see how the freeway looks. Is that what you just said? Oh, fucking dead. Damn, the first one of us. That guy's so fucking cool. Anyway, good evening, technically speaking. It's still the second. Got a couple of hours. Alrighty. Look at these busted up shoes. These are my driving shoes. Now you might be wondering if they're your driving shoes, why aren't they with your car? Because I'm tired and I don't care. And this is Ty's problem tomorrow. Pussy. What are you doing? You're standing on my throat. Can't breathe. You're on my throat. I can't breathe. Le dunk. Sir Dunky. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, I love you too. So good to see you. Ah, you're on my throat again, though, brother. I think he's trying to kill me. Yep. This is me. This is all I did. Literally, today was like one of the slowest days I think I've ever had working. But in all seriousness, it's very nice working from home. Look at this guy. Stressed out. Don't know what I gotta do. Look at me. Look, I was just chilling today. On my phone. Stressing out about manufacturing stuff, which we'll get into later. But, yep. That was it. Hello, everybody. I know, a little bit of a different type of vibe here. Got the white wall, or it's gray. It's gray. It just looks white because of the... Besides the point. I kind of wanted to talk with you guys about something. I'm going to one-shot this here because I just recorded this earlier. It's very weird when I forget to kind of keep track of what I said previously because then I start yapping and rambling. But let's talk about yesterday's video. Yesterday, I was saying that my life is very uninteresting. It's because I work a lot. Well, yesterday, as you guys get to see my friends and hanging out with my friends, the reason why I didn't edit that into yesterday's video is because I wanted it to be about this and the conversation that we are going to share today, because it was very, very weird. It was a really weird moment of reflection in real time at that moment that I'm now reflecting on at this moment. Now, in the beginning part, yes, you got to see everybody. I went to bed very late last night. But with that being said, man, was that a lot of fun hanging out with my brothers. Just being in that moment and not it being about content, you know. Because I was telling them yesterday we were all supposed to meet it for the podcast that we all have. I'll link it later. Honestly, I just need to edit this and get this out, so we'll deal with that later when we get more episodes on there. Because I think we only have the one and we've recorded like 6. But now I have a dedicated PC for that, so that's besides the point. Also because I don't have time to edit those. So one of them got to do it. But regardless of the point, because I keep trying not to get at it. Yeah, man, it was a really weird moment of reflection in life in regards to what it is to kind of live life. Like, it was very weird. It was very nice hanging out with him, and I was too busy in my brain, like editing. I literally yesterday I edited a video before I even got it done. It was crazy. Not my crowning moment, but I don't know, man. Like, it's a really weird pressure. I think yesterday you guys got to see slightly the amount of pressure I put on myself, of the instance of staying focused and staying committed and doing this and not enjoying moments in life. Like turning on the camera and being able to talk to you guys, whether it be one person viewing it or six people viewing it, or 6,000, 6 million. I don't care. It's very weird to realize that, like, it is something I enjoy doing. And it's very weird. I don't live my life goal oriented. Like, I don't write down my goals, but I'm very much the type of person as to where I stay I achieve a goal and I make another one. That's just how I've always been. In regards to that, though, hanging out with them was really, really fun. I had a really good time. But when we all went out to eat, food, and it was one of those things where while we were all hanging out, eating, having a good time, listening to music, bro, we were in a, like, there was nothing but white people in the restaurant, so we were playing a bunch of Mexican music. It was just a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. I had a blast. They had a blast. And then it was so cool because some other guy turned on the music, and we were trying to figure out who it was. But I think it was a server girl that was there. But dude, it was one of those things because about a weekish ago, I was talking to a lot of my friends and just asking them, like, yo, are you married? Do you have kids now? Just, as you do, like, catching up with people, and a majority of them were. And it was very weird because it was one of those moments where I think that I'm going to be 25 here soon made me realize that, like, man, where I'm at in my life, not that it's set in stone, but, like, it made me really realize that, like, I've made a lot of decisions, so I didn't get to enjoy other things, Previously, I was in a relationship with someone, and it was very, very weird, simply just due to the fact that, like, we were two different people, and she was very much more of the live your life, have fun type of person, and I am definitely the opposite. I'm very much I stay towards goals, I focus on goals, and I don't stop until I achieve those goals. Which kind of breathes into a whole other topic. Maybe one day we'll get into it, but I don't really want to. But the point to what I'm saying is that, like, it's very weird, man, because at a certain point I would have had what they had. And reflecting in that moment, that brief second that I had in my brain about it, I was like, I'm okay with where I'm at. I'm lonely, but I'm alone. But I'm not. My biggest thing is that I like being alone, but I hate feeling lonely. So I am alone. Granted, I have Donkey, which is the best. I love Sir Donkey. But shout out to the Dunkinator. But yeah, man, I don't know. It's very weird when you realize your life could have been somewhere else if you just chose a different path. Not that I'm reflecting, or not that I'm regretting my decision. Honestly, I think I'm better in life than I would have been, with all due respect to that other party. But shout out to you. Hope you're living life great. But in regards to that, though, dude, it's so weird. It is definitely weird where, I'm gonna be 25 this year, and knowing that the next 5 years is gonna be me pursuing this really crazy ambitious goal. It makes me realize how much time I've wasted in the instance or the pursuit of this goal. Now, what I mean by that is I think a lot of people live life with the cards that they're dealt, right? So for me, for example, the reason why it's taken me so long to be a content creator or creating videos in this instance is really just due to my inability of feeling secure. Now, what does that mean, right? To kind of give context or a little bit of a backstory, because eventually down the line, this will always be, I'm sure somebody will ask me this question maybe down the line. So, when I was 18, I got kicked out of my mom's house for reasons, whatever. And I got this place where I'm at now currently. And dude, I up until yesterday, I think, and I've had this epiphany a little bit more times, but being able to capture it on film now, I can kind of say it was more of yesterday, where the reason why I'm not where I want to be, where I know I should have been, was because I was working on another goal at the time that it needed to be worked on. And I think that's always a weird struggle in life, and one of those instances of I think deep down subconsciously we put things on pause to achieve other things that need to be achieved quicker, right? I think if 4 or 5 years ago, no, if I was pushing towards my goal, I would have had 6 years under my belt now. 6 years in terms of content creation. I have a lot to catch up on, but I know 18-year-old me would be proud of where I'm at 24-year-old me. But now there's a weird stress from the 24-year-old me to the 25-year-old me, because now it's a matter of like, man, I could have been here with this person. I could have had this or this or this. But then it's like, hey, you're still pursuing that. I don't know, man. It's very weird. Reflecting is a very weird thing. And I go to therapy a lot too. I think therapy is very important when things in your life are going great, rather than when things. Well, I still think it's important regardless. But I've had the best therapy sessions when I feel how I'm feeling now, where like everything's great. I really have nothing to complain about, because it makes you start doing work in relation to like, how do I feel about X, Y, and Z? Like, yesterday my therapist and I were talking about it, and she goes, are you happy with where you are in life now, knowing that you could have been a dad or could have been married? And I'm like, honestly, regardless of that other party member, yeah, like, I like being alone. I hate feeling lonely, but I really like being alone, and I don't think that's a problem. I think for a lot of people, it's very funny too, because a lot of my friends are like, bro, you're depressing. Like, you just live by yourself. Like, all you do is work, 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 work. And I'm like, yeah, but like, somebody's got to do it, bro. Somebody's got to do it. I've spent the last 18, 19, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. I've spent the last 7 years, bro, getting to the point of where I can finally breathe in this place, and make this place my own. I don't have a roommate. I don't have a girl. I'm not living with a girlfriend. I'm not like everything I do from this point forward is on me. Finally. And that was the thing that I was referring to about that reflection point. Like when we all went out to dinner, and it was one of those moments where like I was editing the video in my head, and I was like, bro, what am I doing? Like, just enjoy the moment. Like my friends might not even pursue the same goals that I pursued a year from now. Like, for example, they're all getting bikes. I love them, but come on, bro. We were supposed to do X, Y, and Z, and yada, 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 and I was on their ass about it yesterday too. But in that same breath, it also made me realize that like maybe I'm not living life, And then I think about yesterday's video where I subconsciously was putting that pressure back on me to perform and to perfect myself, and it made me realize like maybe I should live my life more of like this, in that reflection period. I'm sorry, my nose is going crazy. It's been going crazy all day. But it's okay to live life and have those moments of doing nothing, in regards to the clothing brand and stuff like that too, bro. Oh my God, don't even get me started on that. But like, I have to be the bearer. I have to be the torch pusher in that too, because there isn't somebody out there going, yo, let's do this or do this or do this, or hey, message this and do this, because everybody has manufacturers already who they never want to give out the tea, and they just start pushing you towards other stuff. That's a whole other conversation all on its own, but I promise you I will change it. 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 But one goal at a time. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's very weird. Being 25 and single at that, because the major thing too is I don't go out. Like I'm not the big party. I'm not a party person. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I don't go out to bars. I don't club, dude. I literally sit in my office and work. And it was so funny too because my therapist was talking to me. She goes, do you feel a sense of loneliness in that? And I straight up told her, I was like, listen, I know I'm probably not gonna meet somebody because of how I am. There isn't a girl coming up to my door going, hey, heard you're my soulmate. You know what I mean? Like I was telling my therapist, I'm like, listen, if a girl likes me, I'm so focused in X, Y, and Z, she literally would have to throw a brick at my head to get my attention. That isn't gonna happen though. It's all the subliminals and sneak dissing, bro. Anyway, it's a whole other conversation for another day. But, dude, I don't know. It's and like I was telling her, I was like, no, I mean, I would like to be. I like where I'm at. I like where I'm at. I've sacrificed a lot to be where I'm at, and the security that I feel now was worth the sacrifice. You know what I mean? I really do wish for my brothers to find someone this year and fall in love. I really do, because I have to be the one that's grinding for the rest of us. You know what I mean? Whether it be for them or for their kids, to be that generational type of person to alleviate the pressure. That's the whole thing. And even my biggest goal, is to do that for everybody else. To be that bridge for everybody to pursue their dreams. That's the whole reason that the company exists. Like my clothing brand is to represent that. But it made me realize that like even moments like this where I'm talking into a camera and nobody's here, it's okay. Like this is a moment in time in life where it's being captured, and whether it be you on the other side of this watching, whether, you're cleaning the house or maybe you're working and you're just listening to me talk, there's a weird thing of like, hey, you're not alone. Like I feel that way too. Like I haven't literally looked at my YouTube channel. I'm sorry if any of you've commented or liked. Shout out to you guys if you have. I haven't honestly looked. I'm very nervous about it. Maybe nobody could be watching it or 600 people could be watching it. I don't know. But yeah, dude, there's a weird thing. There's a weird stigma in life, especially in terms of like content, and the content that everybody consumes is that like things are perfect, or look at my lifestyle here, or do this or do that, and I think the refreshing side of it is that like I'm a very 9 to 5 type of person and I will achieve this goal. There is no if and buts or about it. I will achieve it, whether that be manifesting or not. I will achieve my goals and ambitions. If not for me, then for everybody else. I'm the type of person, if I had $1 million in my bank account right now, I wouldn't care. My goal, well, actually, if I had $1 million in my bank account, I wouldn't be so stressed out as to achieving this goal. Regardless of the fact, though, my biggest thing is legacy. Whether I do get married and have kids or I don't, I want to be the person that's remembered of helping. At any expense. I don't know. I think it's very weird. I still have that weird childhood pressure that I had when I got kicked out at 18 to perform, to be the best, and I'm still hungry in that capacity, but it's very weird because the ego of what I achieved at that age was protecting the complicatedness of how I'm feeling now. You know what I mean? Like, imagine being 18, you got your own place, it was a very like, fuck you type of mentality, and shout out to my friends who are still around to this day, because I don't know how y'all put up with me, but I think deep down they knew that like, I'll, grow out of it, because now I'm very much the type of person where it's just like, yo, look at what I have. You could do it too, Granted, some people will look at what I did or what I achieved as luck or whatnot like that, but it wasn't, it definitely Definitely was stressful at times. A lot of sleepless nights. A lot of crying myself to sleep or in the shower, bro. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. If y'all have ever cried in the shower fully clothed, bro, I respect it. It's a different type of shower. It's a different type of cry. But anyway, it's one of those things where, like, now that I'm 24 and I get to reflect on those moments, it made me realize how much I really wasn't working, and now how much I really am. I don't know. It's very interesting. I think a lot of people look back in life and reflect it in the opposite way of, oh, I wish I would have done more because I would have been further ahead. But it's like, either I do content creation and invest fully into that, and I had a lot of other people, a lot of other people around me that wanted to do it at the time, that I probably would have done it by now. I mean, that's 7 years I would have been pushing towards that goal, or take 7 years to be financially stable and never have the stress. Like, it's a weird thing. I think I would have been more financially set here, but it's a weird waiver, man. My whole point of this is that, like, whatever path you're on in life, that's where you're meant to be. People always achieve their destiny on the road to avoid it. Shout out to Master Oogway. Noodles, no noodles. My point being is that, like, very much in the quote that he said back then, yesterday is history, tomorrow's a mystery, today is a gift. That's why they call it the present. I think that's very, very important to live in the present at the moment in time being. If you live in the future, you're depressed. If you live in the future, you're anxious. If you live in the past, you're depressed. And I think for me in particular, my stress and anxiety always came from, like, a financial standpoint. Trust me, being 18 and living on your own and having to pay a mortgage is something I would never wish upon my biggest enemy. I don't even know how I made it out, because there were a lot of days or a lot of nights where I was done. I was done. And it's a weird thing too, because it's a weird thing. I think a lot of people apply the pressure that they felt back then to achieve their goals now. So what I mean by that is that, like, yesterday's video was very much that pressure that I've always felt at 18, scared and afraid of needing to achieve and be the best, or to not be the best, but to achieve something so I'm perceived as the best, is very, very weird. And seeing that I still have that and still trying to apply that to how I'm feeling now and how I work in life now is just very, very weird, and I hope none of you guys do that, and maybe if you do that, maybe it's time to reflect in that instance, because yesterday very felt as if I wasn't living in the moment. Like, today I am, you know what I mean? I'm not doing anything crazy, you got to see kind of the evening of my night, and now I'm sitting here talking to you guys and being very open with you. Which goes into my other point of the fact of the matter being that, like, you guys are here for me. You don't care about the clothing. I think if you care about me, you'll support the clothing, right? I work in sales, right? That's what I do as a job. The biggest thing that I was ever told is that people buy from people that they like. It's all about your voice and inflection and the way that you talk and the way you come across. Yesterday made me feel as if I was very angry, and it was very off-putting for me to finish that recording, because I did watch it yesterday after I edited it. I was very off-putting. It was very off-putting. And today, I'm very much the opposite of how I'm feeling then. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I do want to be very goal-oriented, but the camera is behind the scenes for me. It's very weird, man. Not everything needs to be cookie cutter. But yeah, that's kind of my thought process and my mentality kind of today. And I just kind of really wanted to apologize to you guys, because, yeah, I mean, you guys got to kind of, well, not apologizing from the instance of, you guys got to see that side of me that's very dogmatic in the way of, like, hungry for the instance of achieving. But that's just not me. There is a part of me that's still that, but it's very interesting to be two sides of a coin, that perfect example. It's two sides of a coin. I've just flipped over on the other side, So I just kind of want to apologize and get this out there that, like, you know, my content isn't going to be perfected. And if that's what you're here for, I promise you that's not the channel that I'm going to be. I'm going to be very old school, classic YouTube of sitting down and talking with you. I think it's very important to kind of counteract the lens of perfection. You know, everybody has thousands of dollars to drop into a setup. I have hundreds, if that. You know, the other thing too is that I'm trying to make my house a home. You know, I've really resorted into not getting a roommate. I've pushed myself towards that. So yeah. Also because I don't want to live with another guy. So I'm good. I'm good. But I don't know. Yeah, I just kind of wanted to get this out there and just kind of talk with you guys a little bit. And I'm going to start working on tomorrow's video and kind of bridge the gap and just kind of summarize everything. I think that's kind of what I'll do. I think I'll work on videos in the moment and then maybe come back the day of to kind of, I don't know, man. But it doesn't need to be perfect. I got to keep telling myself that. It doesn't need to be perfect, because that was the whole energy yesterday that I had, and that's not how I'm feeling today and moving forward. I don't want you guys to always live your life trying to be perfect. I don't want to live my life doing that either. I am the best. You're the best. We're the best. Just because we're the best doesn't mean we need to be perfect all the time. You know, it's okay to lighten up, you know. Maybe drink a soda once in a while, you know. I don't know. I just kind of wanted to get this out there for you and for me to just remind yourself it's okay to take a day off. That was fire. That was fire, wasn't it? I'm just saying, gave me a little goosey bumps.